Right, good morning everyone. It's Wednesday the 18th of January. Got something a little bit different today, not out of the ordinary but a little bit different. I've got a new client in today who's bought his first, I believe it's his first guitar. He's not picked a bad one really. Just came brand new in its box. He bought it to me for the once ever. And it's an Epiphone Les Paul that I've been with. But it's quite a good one. So the reason I'm going to do this video is I'm going to do straight out of the box. I'm going to show you what these are like out of the box. Now this is Epiphone Les Paul Standard Pro. I believe the retail about 350 quid. It'll be made in China. They're about 350 quid. You can pick them up for 295 at Guitar. It's got a lovely AAA maple top there, look. Nice weight to it. Beautiful grain front and back. Absolutely lovely guitar. Now you'll all know I got my first Gibson about 4 months ago. I had some studios in from a good friend of mine, Christopher Bond. He bought me a couple of Gibson Les Paul studios and I loved them that much. I thought I'm going to buy one of these and I looked for one and I got one. Never had a Gibson before. In my 35 years of player, or however many years it's been, I decided I'm never going to buy a Fender or a Gibson because I thought they were snobs and you wouldn't get as much as you paid for. But anyway, bloody well, that aside, I bought this Gibson. Gibson studio, it's over there. I set it up proper last week. Straight out of the box, straight off the bloke I got it from. I've never had to touch it, set it up or nothing, but I actually did set it up last week. As brilliant as that guitar is, and was since the day I bought it, it's a lot better now I've set it up. So what we're going to do is, in my mind I'm going to compare it with a Gibson, but I'm not really going to do that. What this video is about is it's going to be basically an out of the box video. Now I could tell straight away when I picked it up, the action's too high on the strings. You're looking at your 3mm above the 12th fret there. There's too much relief in the neck. As I knew that. I showed the owner of that when he got here. Also the intonation one's doing, because that's out. So because he's a new customer, I'm not charging him for a full setup because there's a couple of things I've been through it with. I always go across, if the neck's straight enough, which it wasn't in this case, too much relief in there, I'll go across with me, I've got about 5 or 6 of these, all different scale lengths. It's a level checking bar, but check your next level. And then what I do is I go across with a rocker. I check all the frets are level, in which case they are level. So all I had to do really on this is the nut's cut a bit high. I'm going to recut the nut, I'm going to do the intonation, I'm going to straighten the neck, and I'm going to give it a play. I've had it plugged in this morning for my little Yamaha, that little gubbins down there, my THR 10X, great little amp. It plays beautiful. It's not quite, the pickups aren't as good as the ones on my Gibson, obviously, but they're not bad. I think for £300–350 here, you get a really good piece of kit. So, yeah, checked all the knobs and everything, they're all fine. So rather than charging for a full setup, which will be 40 quid if you bring it to me, 45 if I collect it, I'm just charging him for an hour, which is 30 quid. And I'm going to do, basically, like I said, do the things I've just said I'm going to do. Sort the neck, sort the intonation, sort the nut out, check all everything's tight, all the tuners and everything, check all the electrics are working fine, and I'm going to set the action, because the action is really quite high. It's at least 1mm higher than I'd have it. I'm looking for, I mean ideally you want it no less than 1.75mm between the 12th fret and the bottom of the string. I always go for 1.5mm if I can, if the neck allows it, which it should do. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to get this action nice and high. I'll be looking at 1.5 around the bottom E and 1.25, 1.3 around the top E. So anyway, I'm going to blob on with that, and maybe I'll come back and I'll do a bit of a play video. I mean, as it is, it plays beautiful. I mean, there's no buzz anywhere, but there's not going to be with the action that high. So I'm going to whiz on with this. It's not a lot of work in this. What a beautiful looking guitar though, straight out of the box. So would I recommend these straight out of the box? Well, so far so good. I mean, if you could pick these up for 300 quid and you don't want to get a Gibson, I myself would recommend you go and buy a pre-2005 Gibson Les Paul Studio. I paid 410 for mine. It's a 2000 model. It's a non-chamfered, non-chambered model, so it's a full weight. It's no frills, it's got no binding or anything on it, but it's an absolutely rock solid guitar. I think it's got the 498T and 500T or 500R Gibson pickups in there. I'm not a massive fan. I'm not a massive fan of passive pickups, but my style of play, I use active pickups. and it's been difficult finding a good passive pickup that will live up to my expectations. Well, those Gibsons, I was going to swap them out, but I don't think I really need to. When it comes to passive pickups, I'm a big fan of bare knuckles. I never used to be a snob, and I'm not a snob now, but I do believe when you go for a bare knuckle, for £200 a set of bare knuckles, you're getting what you pay for, and you're getting a pristine, great high output pickup if you want one. Other than that, the only pickup I really use, I've got in my 2003, my 1983 Kramer 3000, I've got a custom shop, Seymour Duncan Invader, which is an absolutely wonderful pickup. I don't know why how different the custom is to the regular, but I've had the regular before and it wasn't half as good as that custom one I've got in there. So I'm very picky about pickups. I like high output pickups and I love active pickups, but the Gibson standard pickups are good. These in here are okay. I would personally swap these out. I'd stick some zebras in there. I'd probably go to Ben Fletcher, get into custom Wyoming pair for about 50-55 quid to my spec, which I've already done. I've got a set knocking about somewhere with no guitar to go in. But I'd stick some zebras in there and that will really then set that guitar off. Out of the box, not bad. Setups, it's not brilliant. I always recommend when you buy a new guitar, no matter what it is, don't forget I work with heritage guitars. And they all need a bit of tweaking, a little bit of fretwork here and there sometimes. Even an heritage guitar, which you're looking at £2.5 grand, I do all the pre-sale ones for my mate. You know who my mate is, you know who I work with. And I do the pre-setups on them. I do everything. I do the checkovers before we go out for sale, and even they need a setup because the setup in the factory, but a factory setup is not a player's setup. No matter what guitar it is, whether it's a Squire, an Epiphone, a Gibson, an Heritage, whatever, I guarantee when you get it right, it will not be set up how you want it. Always, no matter what the guitar is, always go and get a setup. And if you can, take it to someone, take it to a guy that it's his only job. Like someone like me, for instance, I only do guitars. I don't have a shop to run, I don't have overheads, you know, I've got no bills to pay. So, and if you do take it to a shop, check the shop out first. Make sure they've got either an in-house luthier or an in-house guitar tech, or they're sending it to someone, because you find if you take it to a music shop, they're going to take their fee and they're going to send it out to another tech. Like me with Music Scene in Mansfield, for instance. Music Scene send a lot of their guitars that they can't do, they send them all to me. And that's all fine and dandy, you know, but make sure they're sending it to someone who knows what he's doing. Anyway, I'm going to blob on with setting this up. But, you know, very, very nice. Oh, it's got, by the way, it's got Grover tuners on it. I've no reason to believe they're real Grover tuners. I'm going to check the serial number online in a minute. What a really, really nice guitar for 350 quid. Grover tuners as well. I don't think you can go wrong. If an Epiphone's what you want. Let me get it set up, see how it plays in a bit. I'll come back to you and I'll give you my honest appraisal of what I think of this guitar. I'll talk to you soon. Right, good morning everyone. We're back today. It's I think it's Thursday morning today. We're back on the second and final part of this Epiphone Les Paul Standard Pro guitar I had come in yesterday. It come in, the guy just wanted it basically doing it, had a basic setup done on it. He's just bought it brand new from, I think he bought it, did he buy it from Guitar? I'm not sure, he bought it from somewhere anyway online. We bought it from Amazon online, that's right. I think it cost him, he said 278 quid delivered. That's an amazing price because these go out for between, anything, you can pick them up, anything up to 400 quid. Anyway, so let's have a look at it. Beautiful AAA flame maple top there. Nice dark rosewood fretboard. Grover tuners, lovely piece of mahogany. Weighter, thick, beautiful. So what have I done on this? Well, first thing I did was straighten the neck out, get the fret level on there and get the relief to what I want it to be. The relief was quite high on this, it was getting on for 0.7 of a millimetre in some places. Got it down, I've got about half a millimetre on there now, which I like. I set all my guitars up that way. I think the owner's going to be pretty pleased with that. So we've done that, made sure all the frets are level, gone across with a rocker there, as you do. All the frets are absolutely fine, so I've done that. I've recut the nut using the wonderful Hosco nut files there. Expensive, always worth getting the best gear. These will last me a lifetime. I think they cost me 75 quid delivered for a set of 3 there, absolutely brilliant. I've done the intonation, I've reset the bridge because the bridge is way too high. I've got the action down really low here, I didn't measure it. I was going to go for 175, but I got you down to 1.5 millimeters from the top of the 12th fret to the bottom of the bottom E string. We've got 1.5 mil, and on the top E we've got to about 1.3 millimeters. So we've got a nice low action there. Might be a little low for a new player, someone with his first guitar, but you know, we'll see how it goes on. There's no buzz anywhere. I've been up and down the neck. For 280 quid. What a lovely guitar these are. They're a full size Les Paul as well, as in I've compared it with my Les Paul Studio to see what the difference was. The Les Paul Studio is about an inch smaller, but that's not because the body's the same size. The body, obviously the Studio, the body's not as thick, but the headstock on these is about an inch longer than a Gibson Studio. So yeah, what a lovely guitar. Feels great in the hand. Really impressed for 278 quid. Handcrafted in China. Don't let that put you off. It's got a serial number up there, obviously. What a really nice guitar. Very well made. I didn't look at the electrics inside. I might have a back off, have a look at the electrics inside, see what they are. I'm expecting them to be nothing spectacular in there. I would expect, because it's Epiphone, I'd expect full size pots, but I wouldn't be surprised if there were just mini pots in there. Probably made in Korea, most likely made in China. You're not going to get Korean stuff in here, are you, thinking about it, but it's made in China. So there you go, you've got Grover tuners on there. I'm just going to nip up these tuners with just check they're all tight, blah 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 blah. I haven't done that yet. And the guitar is strung up, it's strung to tension, it's set up ready to play. The pickups, I've heightened this pickup because it was a little bit low, make the volume right. Pickups are okay. I always say with an Epiphone, you can always tell the difference between an Epiphone and a Gibson on the pickups. My Gibson Studio batters this for sound. It's got 498 500 pickups on my Gibson Studio. They're absolutely brilliant. These will have your hot 57 and a 58 in there, the Epiphone versions. They're not that hot, to be honest with you. I'd say they probably measure around about 8K. They're a little bit weedy for me. You can get a good sound out of them. You stick them in front of a, get them in a distortion channel, stick an overdrive in front, you're going to get a decent sound, but there's always going to be a little bit of sustain lacking in these pickups for me. I suppose it all depends what music you're playing. I mean, you'll get away with playing rock with these, but metal, big sustain, swap them out. Go and get something made up by Ben Fletcher. I've got some Ben Fletcher pickups somewhere knocking about that look lovely in this. See if I can find them while I'm here. Yeah, here they are. I'll stick the guitar down. Oh, I don't need to, I've dropped it on the floor. I had these custom made, custom wound by Ben Fletcher with zebras. Got two. These would look brilliant in this guitar, zebra pickups. Let's have a look there. You can't beat a zebra, can you? Look at that. Looks fantastic. You'd have another one this side, opposite end. They look stunning in this. So I would say, if you're going to upgrade the pickups, go and see Ben Fletcher at Fletcher Pickups. He unwound me them, a pair. One's I think we're an Alnico 2 and an Alnico 5. One's a hot. I got a Hot Heaven, which oddly I'm going to put in the neck, and I've got a Purgatory, which is a dirty one, which I'm going to put in the bridge. Here's a pair of them. They're marked up on the back what they are and what resistance they are. That's a Hot Heaven, putting out about 8K. That's a neck pickup. And this is a Purgatory, putting about 15K, which is a bridge pickup. Alnico, I think one's an Alnico 2, one's an Alnico 5. I'm not sure which is which. But great, unwound, custom wound, signed by Ben himself. They cost me 55 quid delivered for a pair of them. Lovely pickups. Go great at any Les Paul type guitar, they would. I might even try them out in my studio. See how they go. So there you go. A little advert there for Ben Fletcher. I've not talked to him for a while. Very good reputation. One of my contacts, one of my clients put me in touch with him, John Pollard from Chesterfield there, a good friend of mine. Yeah, he put me in touch with Ben and I had him unwound. It took a while to get here, but well worth it. So there you go. That wraps up this video. I've got a little bit off topic there. Epiphone Les Paul Standard, £278 on Amazon. What a cracking guitar for that kind of money. Can't really beat it. So that wraps this up. That's that guitar done. Beautiful guitar. Epiphone Les Paul Standard Pro, 280 quid. Would I buy one? No, I won't buy one, but I like them. So that's it, that wraps it up for now. I've got 2 more guitars to be cracking on with today. I've got one sent down to me from Music Singing in Mansfield. They send me a lot of stuff lately. Says a lot about my ability, doesn't it? Says a lot about who I am. You know, I've got ties all over the Midlands, with luthiers, with shops. Just saying, my reputation is right up there. Praise the Lord for that. I'm a Christian. I love my work. I love what I do. Anyway, that ties it up for now. Be good to each other. I'll talk to you soon.